I want to welcome everybody to Life Beyond the Clouds, and I want to thank Damiana for coming on. And in a second, I'm going to ask you what I want to start doing at this year with everyone is asking you a time or times in your life on a daily basis or times that you know the divine was absolutely guiding you or connecting with you because it's really important. It's the
Right.
little things to me that are so big, right? So it's so important. I want to thank everybody that's liking and subscribing. So please continue to do this because this is really changing people's lives. But Damiana, I want to thank you. And I want to go ahead and give you a couple minutes and I want you to talk about how in your daily life, how you're being guided, even on this journey in life and the things that you're doing now, because it didn't come from nowhere.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So I would say I was raised Catholic.
Hmm.
Um, I would say I always had faith in God. However, I was always in fear in a way. Like, I don't want to knock the Catholic religion because it was wonderful. However, um, I just I couldn't find a connection, a real connection. And I had something pretty traumatic happen to me a few years ago in 2021. I lost my hearing on my right side just overnight. And it was it was difficult. It was life changing. It brought me to my knees. And at that point, I really needed my faith. And what I started doing was just looking and looking, and I would YouTube and find people that were spiritual, and I just connected. I connected. And once I started saying, oh, you know what? God is my father. I can go to him. I could talk to him the way I could, I love Jesus. I love angels. I love all of that. And the more I put into that, the doors opened up. It opened up. And I started meditating. I remember my first few times it was difficult, and then I started rolling with it, and I would ask them for signs. I would say, if you hear me, if you're there, please let me see a sign. Show me, put something in my head. And it was this one day, I was getting ready to cater an affair. It was an anniversary party. And I had meditated that morning, and a rabbit, it was a bunny rabbit that popped in my head. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go with this. For the next 3 days, I am going to be on the search for a rabbit. If I see a rabbit, I know that it's from you guys. I left that morning for this event at this woman's house, and I walked in and I'm unloading my stuff. And she saw that I had a tattoo on my arm, 143, which is my mom. She always said, I love you in that way. 143, I love you more. And this woman says to me, hand to God, oh, Damiana, you have a tattoo? My daughter just got one. Julia, come down here. I'll show Miss Damiana your tattoo. This girl comes down the steps holding a bunny rabbit, her pet rabbit, with on her arm a brand new bunny tattoo. At that point, I knew, come on, like they're with me. And that just started my whole adventure with this of just, I kept asking and praying and talking, and I walk around talking to them, and they come through. And the more I would talk to them and engage and pray and meditate, they just brought a sense of calm and peace to me that I really needed at that time. So it was, so many things happened. So many things happened. Do you want to hear another one?
Of course I do. This is what I truly do. And I thank you. And my heart, like I want to just, jump in and just tell you I'm so happy for you as you're talking. Yes. And I think it's important
So,
for everyone to hear this.
so this is another, my daughter Francesca came home for Easter, last Easter, and she was here, and she had this amazing relationship with my mom who has passed. I mean, this girl came out of me, this baby came out of me, and it's on film where she locked eyes where my mother was standing in the room, and that was it. They had this connection. And my mother had over 17 grandchildren. So I'm from a big Italian family, lots of kids. And she loved every one of them. But Francesca and my mother had this bizarre connection, like they've been around together. And one Easter, Francesca's going to be 25 this year. So last year she was here, and I saw her standing gazing at a picture of my mom. And I just stopped and I was looking at her. I was about 4 feet away from her. And I said, "Hey, Fran," I said, watch this. And I had no idea what was going to really happen. I mean, I know they hear me. And I said, "Mom, Dad, if you're here, do that light that's behind me." Mm-hmm. I said, "Put that light on." Francesca looks at me and she says, "I'm watching you, Mom. I'm watching you." She takes one step towards me. The light went on. It shot an arc of light between the two of us, and it turned a side table light on as well. And it was a flash. And Francesca let out such a scream. And I looked at her, I said, "See, I'm not crazy. This is what, Francesca, you got to have faith. You got to, and that there was no, I could have told people that happened and they would look at me like, "Yeah, all right, Dame, you're crazy." She witnessed it. They're here. They're this close to us.
Yes.
That's just amazing to me.
This is what I am like sitting here in awe listening to you speak, because this is what I want people to share, because the more people talk just like you did, so candidly, everyone else is going to say, "Oh my God, I thought I was crazy. I had that happen. And if I would have told someone, they thought I was nuts." Nobody is nuts. We're not crazy. They are as close as the air we breathe. I always say to everyone, think about this. Heaven and earth is only one breath. Only one breath separates us from heaven.
Yep.
We don't think about it like that, right? There's only one breath that separates us. They're always around. They're always guiding. And I just said to you earlier, it's like a light switch. We're always plugged in. We just have to flip the switch. You don't have
That's
to
it.
Every time you turn it off. You don't pull the plug out of the wall. You turn the switch off. We're always plugged in and ready to go. That's how heaven is. It's always plugged in and ready to go. You need to just have a relationship with them like you would have with your best friend on the phone, or call anyone. You need to just get up in the morning, make that part of your daily routine, and just say, "Hey, I give you permission to intervene in my life. I always pray to God first, and Jesus, I'm Catholic too. We've talked about this, but this has been around. I look at myself more like a mystic, because that means I'm God, right? It's always my faith that guides me with this, right? It's always been about, but we have got to understand this has been around forever. People had these gifts, they used to be called prophets and other things, and now they put other titles on people, right? I'm just saying that wants to help people bring a light back into a world that has gotten a little bit dark. Even though I feel this year is going to be an amazing year, right? Who's the Rose for you?
Rose?
Yes.
Well, Amanda Rose is my niece. However, I did in vitro fertilization with my sister, who could not conceive, and I donated my eggs. And Amanda Rose is very close to me. Okay. So in essence, she's my egg, but God has turned off the switch on me with feeling I never felt that's my daughter. Yeah. That's my sister's daughter. Yeah. But we've always had this amazing connection, and she's special. Why, are you seeing something with her?
I just feel you get a lot of blessings for this. And I also feel as if, I don't know if there's I feel like a change or an adventure for her, or something to understand, like something new she's embarking on, like that she's getting, blessed from heaven. And yes, there is that connection. I feel like with both of you, it's like almost like sometimes if she's going through something, like you can feel it too. If that makes sense, like you're just intuitively connected to her. I feel like you all know to call your sister. "Oh, how's this going? How's she doing in this?" Like you almost know, what's going on. I just feel like there's something new, or like a new adventure with her, or something new that's happening for her.
She just had a baby, 7 months, and she is the best mom. He is delicious, this little fella, and she is like, I watch her. She's up in New Jersey, but I, when I do, she's just an amazing mom, and she is so into it. Like, she has a really good job, and she's like having a tough time. She's got to leave the baby now.
I feel like she's kind of torn. Right?
Yes.
Like, do I cut back? Do I stay? Do I change position? That it's almost like I'm very, very torn. I almost feel like a decision has to be made. It's almost like it's not something she can kind of sit back on. I feel like there's going to come a point where decision has to be made. She's got to decide. Wow. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not.
No.
It's really not. We become a mother, and then we fall in love with these babies. Yeah. And then it's like, I feel like she's trying to decide. It's like, I want to see if I can make it both work. I feel like her heart wants to see if there's somehow she can, but I just feel like just tell her to please just to hold on, or when she hears this, that She's getting the guidance from your mom. She's getting the guidance from heaven. They're all helping her. Do you understand?
Excellent.
They're
Yep.
helping her on this
Good.
decision because I feel like it weighs on her a lot.
It does.
Is there anything with your one daughter wanting to move back closer to you, or one of your daughters moving?
Francesca is right. You're right. She's not here. She's up in Rhode Island where she went to school, and she ended up staying. However, she just got another job, but she's still going to be up there. But she will. I think she's considering moving. I wish she would move closer to me, only because I'm selfish.
No, you're
But
not. That's your mother.
I don't know what I don't know what she's going to do. But I feel like things are in motion with her now,
and I feel as if she's coming. Like I keep seeing the number 3 around her, so I don't know if it's eventually like 3 years. Do you understand 3 months? But I feel. Do you understand? I keep seeing the number 3. Like they're sticking me with her, so I do feel like this is like not an overnight. This is a process where I feel like she is coming closer to you. Like she is going to end up. Do you understand? Being closer to you.
Awesome.
Is what I'm being shown, and it's interesting too. I feel like your mom's so proud of you, and your dad, like with the work that you're doing with these food trucks. I almost feel like there's another one. I don't know if there's a partner or you're getting another food truck, because I actually wrote it down. I have down second truck on my notes. Is what before
Holy mackerel.
When I just start praying for you. But I almost feel like it's like, oh my God, is one going to be with food, one going to be with dessert? It's like going to get. Do you understand? I feel like it's getting. Feel like springtime, like things are really opening up, because there's something that kept showing me like about a loan or talking to the bank, but I don't know what this means. But I feel like there's going to be like another one that it's like one's going to stay on this side of town and one's going to be more over here, because that it's getting, you know what I mean?
Wow.
It's going to get busy enough. I feel like April, please hold on to April for me. Okay.
That would be okay.
I feel like it's like you needed this time. It's like you're getting your feet wet, right? You know how you just say, I'm sticking my toe in, then the foot's in. Now I'm going to jump in. And I feel like you're jumping in pretty quickly where you're going to be spread out, like where you're going to have more than one. And is there anything about a partner or somebody working with you with another food truck?
With another one? No, but I do have a partner with this one.
Partner for you.
Huh.
Do you have a partner or somebody working with you?
I do. She's amazing. She's my best friend.
Okay. That's your mama saying, I love this for you. Like, this is perfect. Like, you two feed off each other's energy. Like you.
Oh my God, it's so funny. We do. I tell her all the time, I'm like, Laura, we have to record in this truck, because the stuff that goes down with us is like, people would die, like laughing,
And you know what else is really interesting? I think a lot of people, they love your food, but I think they also love you guys. Like they love your energy. They keep coming back because you're getting to know them. It's just like you're saying, okay, are you having the same, Mr. Mitchell? Are you having the same? Like Mr.
Renee, you're too much, man. It's exactly what's happening.
They love you.
Repeat customers, and they'll comment that, or they'll be like, they come and they just watch us going back and forth and talk, and they laugh and they have fun.
Here's what's really interesting, what your mom is showing me. And oh my God, when this comes true, because it's not if, I feel as if what I'm being shown, like 100% being shown, is that it's almost like you guys, somebody records you guys, like the way you interact with people, like you don't know it. You know how all of a sudden they just put it up, and it's almost like then you get interviewed by the news, like your truck gets out, because people are just like, who are these ladies? Like people are coming because your energy is so big and it's so beautiful that people are coming because they love your food and they love you. And that I keep seeing somebody recording you, and it almost goes out, like, and gets kind of viral. And then it's like the news is kind of like, oh, we want to do a little clip on, food in this.
Funny.
Like there's some kind of little segment.
Wow.
Like you guys are getting interviewed or shown that you're going to be on TV, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
The bottom line is I'm seeing you on TV. This is what your mom is saying. Like, because this is something
crazy.
But you understand the energy you put out to people. People are drawn to energy. You know what I mean? We're drawn to the light. We all like the light. I don't care. Even dogs, what do they do? Even in the winter here, they go and they lay by my window all day long. They're like sundials. Wherever the sun moves, they get up and they go and they be in the light. We all want to be in the light. No one likes the darkness.
Oh, yeah.
We don't.
Nope.
It's scary and it's cold. That's why I say it's a difference in good and evil. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The good is the light. You know what I mean? The other side is the dark and the cold, and it's scary. But you guys have, and your mom, I don't know if this makes sense for you, but she kept having me write down something with cash. So I don't know if there's something named Cash or if there's.
It's Francesca's dog's birthday yesterday. Oh. Cash is his name.
Are you kidding me?
No. And he had a birthday hat on and everything.
Okay.
I swear to God, you can't make it up, Renee.
Okay. Because this is just what, and it's just like hysterical. Like this dog is almost like a person. I feel like this dog
He
is
is.
human. Like she treats it like she would dress it up, take it everywhere. It's like almost like a
He,
real human being. I feel is it.
and he loves it. He loves it. And he's a pit bull. He's huge.
Kidding.
And he was wearing a party hat all day yesterday.
That's hysterical.
Didn't he?
That's
he
hysterical because I just feel like your mother loves this for her. Like this dog is also security for her. Like this, like it's a
Yep.
security dog for her. Like it's more than just like she needs to be around this dog. The dog needs to be around her. Like they both kind of, I don't know if she saved this dog from something, do you understand, or how she got this dog, but it was like they kind of saved each other at the same time,
Yes.
which I really love. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think it's beautiful. But I would love to give you a chance again if you have more, because I know you do more stories with the divine. Like I love to hear. This is what I really want also is for people to tell their story. It's important to me.
Well, I there. Oh, yeah. You know what? I have a hutch that one day, like I never had anything for my mom's dishes. She has a beautiful set of dishes that I ended
I
up with
should
out
get
of all the
started. What
kids.
I had on my notes right here, old Hutch,
Oh my God.
right there.
It is. I can't believe
I have
this.
to show. I wrote that down before.
But Renee, so one day, it was like 2 years ago, I was like, you know what, I'm going to find a hutch, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And so I just went on Marketplace. I found one. As soon as I looked, somewhere in Maryland, I had to drive. We went like 2 days later, a friend of mine who had a truck, we went and picked it up. This thing was heavy as hell. We got it in. I love it. And when I was meditating one day, I was talking out loud actually to my parents and spirit guides and angels. And I said, show me a sign, put a light on, put the light on in the hutch. It started happening. It has happened probably, with no exaggeration, at least 20 times where when I have asked for it, I come down from upstairs and it could be in the middle of the night and I see my hutch glowing and I just get covered. I know it's them. And it literally, if I ask them, oh, I got goosebumps right down my leg. When I ask them, that's what they show me. And it's like just the light goes on. It's crazy.
It's amazing because even before you said that, that was what I had written down. I had down old Hutch, and your mother kept showing me like lace doilies or like like old lace scarves or something you would put on tables. I don't know if your mom ever put, you know what I mean, or crocheted or embroidered, or your grandmother or something with old like doilies or lace doilies. I kept seeing these. I don't know if this makes any sense for you. And it was almost like, it's interesting too. Your mom kept showing me like rolling pins. I don't know if there's something with old rolling pins.
I have my grandmother's rolling
Okay,
pin and I brought it.
okay, so I feel as if it's your grandmother talking about the doilies because she came in now and said she talked to her about the rolling pins. So I feel as if it's her connecting, you know what I mean, to the doilies, but she's showing me like the old rolling pin, like you still have it or you keep it somewhere or you'll just get it out and touch it. And I kept seeing
Yeah,
old aprons. So I don't know if it's like old aprons that are, were made.
it could be. It could be because I have some of their old
Okay.
aprons and I have like, yep.
Okay, so I feel like they'll show me something, and then as you're talking, I'll say in my mind, I'm saying, show me something else if it's not clicking with the person. So she's like, tell her about the apron. So I don't know if there was any kind of look like lace, or you know how sometimes you would sew something on. One of them looked like it had
Hmm.
maybe some kind of something etched into it, like she made it, but she was showing me this, and with the, with the rolling pins. And is there also anything with you getting out? Any old recipes, or I want to make a scrapbook like with the old recipes, like I want to laminate them, or some old recipes from your mother or your grandmother. I keep seeing like either cards or some sort of recipes written down.
I think they're kind of scattered. I don't have any of them. I might have one or two. I think I have a strufoli recipe from my mom
Okay.
that I found in her pizzelli machine, but I don't know about the cards. I'll have to think about that and see what comes
I
up.
keep seeing like old recipes, like something is written on a card, like you know how it's like you want to laminate it,
Hmm.
or I don't know if she's taken me into cardware. Is there any old cards that you have that you've saved with like handwriting or something's written in another language or
Oh, in another language? No, but this 143 was in her handwriting,
oh
and
wow.
it was on a card. And then when I went to get the tattoo, they took
Okay,
it.
so it was on the
It's
card. Okay, because I'm always saying to them, because sometimes, like I said, they're energy for me, right? I wish that they would speak in full, absolute paragraphs and sentences like we do. I see things in my mind's eye and I hear them, at the same time.
Yeah.
So I kept seeing cards and she's talking about recipes. So I don't know if she's talking about you writing down more recipes or you creating your own recipe or keep them somewhere, keep them laminated, keep them like so they don't like all of a sudden, something gets wet and it's like, oh my God,
Yep.
a quarter cup or do you understand a half cup that it's either like you're almost inventing or creating, like you could write a recipe or you're going to start writing a recipe book. I feel almost as if you might write a book down the road or do a recipe book. Like I have to tell you, for anybody that's watches and listens, you've got really big things coming with you with this food truck that you're doing. And I feel like it's much bigger than what you think, right? But we have to start always at the beginning. If we jump ahead, it never works, right? Because
yeah, oh no, not with this. You can't
have. But I feel as if either you want to write a recipe book or write down the cards, like as you're going, it's like, I need to write this down. I don't want to forget this again. I feel like she's kind of making me go back to this about you writing it down.
That you know what? My partner Lori is always, Dame, you got to write these recipes because I'm the only one that cooks, and she's always saying to me, you have to start writing your recipes down. You have to have this because with the business, if you're not here, and then she'll say to me, but you know what? Forget it. We'll have to close because even if I make it, it's not going to taste like yours.
Okay. Well,
you're
not going to close. That's not going to happen. This is a journey.
No.
You are lightning speed on what you're doing right now. And I also
I
want you to give the name. Like I want you right now, please talk about your company. Please say the name of your company. I want people to hear it.
It's Little Italy Food Truck. You can find me on Facebook. We're in Selbyville, Delaware, parked in this little beautiful parking lot. And we have seating area and everything. It's just, feel very blessed.
Can people
That's
take
all.
orders from you too? Like do you do that at all? So I'm also going to have you send me your link with all your information because when this goes up, I'm going to put your link down there for anyone that, you know what I mean?
Cool.
Like when you find it, I want to have you please send that to me because I also, like I said, I want to have people that are giving back to community and giving love. And I feel like that's what you're doing. Is you're doing something for people. No, and it is because you're making them happy. Like you don't just serve it. I just feel your energy and the way you talk to people and you get excited and you want to know them, right? And know who they are. And so I want people to be able to connect with you or if they have orders or like big events. I also said what I want to do on this. I want to help people with this because I think it's so important when you take your time and want to give love back to the community that, that this word gets out there. I've always said that if you do something in the community to help people, I want people to talk about that too. So I want to absolutely put all your information up. Your mother's just talking about, I don't know if there's something with lemonade or lemons or I
don't. Lemons.
Yes.
Lemons.
Yes.
I just juiced a case of lemons for my chicken piccata and other recipes the other day. I'm lucky I have skin on my hands from all the acid. A whole case. And the reason I had a whole case of lemons was because a whole case was, for whatever reason, cheaper than buying a bag of them when I ordered them. So that's why I had a box. I mean, when I looked, I said, what the hell am I going to do with all these lemons? And I didn't want to waste any of them. So I just started juicing them all and I froze all the juice.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
I have to tell Lori, that is hilarious.
You'll have to send me a picture of the lemons, right? Like but see, this is what I say in the beginning. To some people that might seem so small, but to know that you say something like that, and it's true, what it means is that your mom and your dad were with you, that they're passing information. When you think, sometimes people will say, one time you had reached out, it's like, I don't feel them right now. I miss, but you know what it is? It's because you're so busy right now doing things. They're always sending the messages. We're just not receiving it at the moment. I always just say at the moment or for now. I always say, I want everyone's new word to be for now. I don't like where I'm at in my life for now. You know what I mean? This isn't working for now. I'm not happy for now. Yeah. Instead of making it such a permanent thing for now, you know what I mean? I'm not in this place because it's not going to stay there.
No, right. And Renee, it was just a crazy, and yes, I was just going at warp speed. I am every day with this truck now, and until I get it where I need it to be. But I have always been connected ever since I started on this. I've always felt them near me. And it was like a few weeks ago, where I just felt, and it was because I think it was because my energy was down. I was so exhausted. I was kind of stressed out financially and things like that. And I was like, where are you? I don't feel you guys. Where, I don't, and I went like that. And then it was about 4 days ago or 5 days ago, all of a sudden everything lightened up and I felt them back. And then I was researching, and with this spiritual, and I don't know if this is an awakening. I kind of feel like it is for me. I have been awakened,
No.
but I kind of was reading, and it kind of ebbs and flows. Is that right?
Yeah, it does. You have to think about
I don't like not feeling them.
no, and one thing with energy, and like even with me, right? You can have times where people will think that, oh, you're so lucky, you're tuned in 24 hours a day. Yes, I'm always tuned in. Like I don't know how to turn this off. And when I
Yeah.
feel it, it doesn't drain me or make me tired because it's like somebody giving you the biggest hug you can ever imagine. When I get a message or I reach out and message someone, they'll say thank you to me, like, thank you. It's like doing something for someone and they're so appreciative, but the love from heaven is incredible. But even with me, sometimes they're trying to reach my own father, right? Because when you want something so much, you
Yeah.
don't always see it for yourself, right? And sometimes you have
Yeah.
times in life where real life things happen to all of us and we might just feel like we're off. But what's amazing about it though is they will only give you so long and they come right back in. It's like, no, I'm right here. I'm right
Yep.
here. I never left you. And hey, look at this. And all of a sudden the energy, it's like with me doing this podcast, right? It's so important to me. I didn't get this on my own. This is what came from heaven and they wanted me to
Yeah.
pass on messages divinely to people to open up everyone to what you have. This is
Yeah.
about everyone. It's not about me. This is about trying to
No.
help everyone, right? And I so want to connect people to heaven and get them to start asking because I want them to have the beautiful, happy lives that they all deserve, that they were all created to
Yeah.
have. We're all created of so much love
Yeah.
and light, and that it's, it's such a beautiful thing. And like the same thing, I've talked to, my priest about this. I'm Catholic and they know that I keep God first in this. And I used to beat
Yep.
myself up with it, or when people would, and I just thought, no, you know what? Churches are not for the people that their hands are waving in the air and sitting in the front row and saying, look at me, I can quote. They're for the broken. They're for the downtrodden. They're for the sad, the lonely, and the scared. That's the places that you're supposed to go and be welcomed, not judged. You should never be judged in any faith or religion. If you're doing something, I always truly believe, to help someone in their life and your heart is in the right place and it's like, I really want to help you. That's never a bad
Mm-hmm.
thing. To sit and judge somebody else, that to me is, that
Of
is
course.
not what
Yeah.
religion is about. It's about lifting somebody up and
Nope.
saying, you know what, you get back up and you keep moving because I'm telling you, you can do this. And
Yeah.
this is what this is for me. And I truly believe with you, I think it's amazing to have you on there because I think what you're even helping, we all serve God in different ways and it's all equally important. And what you do when somebody walks up to your truck, you know what it's like to go into, like when you go to eat somewhere or you walk into a store and someone's just like, oh, have a seat. Just, you can go sit down and they don't look at you, acknowledge you or smile.
Right.
With you,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, good morning. How are you? How you doing, John? You want the same today?
All the
That's
difference. Yep.
people are just like, I'm going back to that because you want to know what? We all crave that. Our souls crave.
Yep.
That's what heaven is. It's beautiful all the time. But when you find that on the physical earth, I'm telling you, this for you is something that you were drawn to do. You didn't get it on your own. Your mom and dad helped you. This is something you were divinely guided, and you're just supposed to know
Thank you.
where you're going to go. Yeah, I just see amazing things for you with this.
Thank you. Oh, it's been a long road, so I could use it.
But it's okay. You know what? Those roads don't end. They keep going. Do you understand? There's no
Yep.
ending to the road. There's no endings, just
Yeah.
beginnings. And that's how I look at life.
Yeah.
And I thank you for coming on. And I would
Thank
love to have
you.
you on again. I want to have with your journey. I would love to have you back on again in a couple months because
Okay.
I just, like I said, I will put the link up. I want people to know they can order. I didn't know that. I want people to, check you out because you're also serving people too. You're not just serving them with the food. You're serving their souls. You're feeding them in both ways. And that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Renee. I love it. I love what I'm doing. I'm very fulfilled.
I can tell. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on and
Thank
sharing.
you.
Okay, we'll talk again soon. All right, God bless.
Sounds
All right, take care.
good.
Bye.
Bye. I'll see
I'll
ya.
see you soon. Bye bye.
Okay.